time to make the video on it. So, long story short, I'll get to the dream. What happened in this dream is so crazy, okay? What happened in this dream is, if you've ever seen a zombie movie, so this couldn't be that far in the future, so that far from where we are now. Zombie movies, none comes to mind, but if something comes to mind with where there's quarantine, right? So you might have the zombies, and the zombies are in this area, but the people that don't have the virus are in this area, right? In this dream, the people with the mark of the beast, they can go anywhere in the world, like how we can travel now, how we can have passports now, how we can drive now, all of these things. Basically, they can live freely, so they can travel. They want to go to New York from California, they can go anywhere, get on planes, trains, they can go to restaurants, they can go to they're free, okay? Now, the people who didn't have the mark of the beast were stuck. Okay, I gotta sit down for this. The people who didn't have the mark of the beast were stuck. They were stuck in zones, buildings, so skyscrapers. You only can stay in this one skyscraper. You only can stay in this one area. It was terrible. So if you didn't have the mark of the beast, you couldn't travel anywhere. You had to stay in this one building for the rest of your time life. There was no food. You were starving to death. There was no way you could plant food or grow your own food. There was none of that. If you tried to leave the zone, you would be shot immediately by terrorists. They had robotic AI terrorists that will recognize you. They will recognize that you don't have the mark and that you're leaving the premises, and you will be shot. There were war in these zones from rebellions, so people who didn't really think it was fair, they were rebelling against the mark. They were getting destroyed. They were getting cut down. It was genocide, okay? They were killing us, poisoning us inside the building. You only could wear certain clothing. It got so bad that people started to unalive themselves. They started to hurt themselves. I seen it was one day, my zone, I was in skyscraper, but it was so many other zones. You could hear it on the TV about how people were actually, being unalive at a mass rate. I seen a guy just jump out the building, face first. We were on like the 40th floor or something like that. We were very high up. Jumped out, no problem. And you could, even inside the zone, it wasn't safe because it was a war going in the zone. So if you travel, you can just get unalive just because you're traveling around the zone that you're stuck in. I tried to escape the zone. This is how I found out it was terrorists. I tried to escape the zone. And when I tried to escape the zone, the terrorists started shooting at me, right? Now, when the terrorists started shooting at me, God kept me alive through the dream, so, probably in real life I would have got cut down, but the terrorists started shooting at me, but God wanted me to he wanted to show me something. What he showed me is that the people with the mark of the beast, they were traveling through the zone, out the zone, wherever they wanted to travel, walking. The terrorist was shooting at me. And these are very large, high-caliber bullets. The people with the mark of the beast didn't even notice that I was being shot at. They didn't even care. It was like a virtual reality headset, but without the virtual reality headset. Like, they looked like normal people. It wasn't no mark or circle on it. Like, I knew it was all digital, so it had to be like a link. And their heads or in their hand. And they didn't even notice the outside world. They didn't notice the genocide. They didn't notice anything. Everything was selfish. Everything was just about them, about where they wanted to go, about how they wanted to do things. And the link actually buffered out, made them blind, literally, to our starvation, our death, it made them blind to everything. So I ended up having to go back to the zone because I just got shot at. And I'm noticing, I'm like, what is going on? So I had to go to an important place because the feeling was so terrible inside the zone is if you stayed there, you would die. And I sent to a place, I don't know where, but I got sent to a place and they smuggled me. Now, the transportation at this time was very futuristic. I would say it was a train, but it was a very high futuristic type train, air type with electric, floating type train, like a plane and a train put together. basically, the people that smuggled me on this train, I was sitting in the compartment, but I guess I was too big for the compartment, and I ended up having to leave the compartment because it was like agents walking around. Something happened where I had to leave the compartment, okay? When I left the compartment, I was already outside the zone. So I was past the church, but if you get found outside the zone, you will die. Okay, it wasn't no trial, no police. They're gonna catch you and you're gonna die. It's just what it is. I'm outside the compartment. I'm walking around the train. I'm scared as I don't know what. So I'm sitting down. Now the guy comes on the train, scanning people's heads, scanning the marks to pay for the train ticket. As he's scanning the marks, he's going down, and I'm sitting beside this NDC. I'm sitting beside, and I'm like, I'm scared. Okay, so I called on the name of I prayed. I said, please save me. Please save me. I don't want to die. I was honest. And he got to the guy beside me, and I just had faith, ultimate faith. You know, I just like, F it. You know, if whatever's going to happen, I'm going to keep my faith. He went to scan the guy beside me, and I called him. He walked past me. He walked, the guy that's scanning, the train ticket guy, he walked past. I was invisible. God made me physically invisible to this guy. He didn't even notice me. And I know it was God because he was about to scan me, but it's just like, it was something just, it was like God can control. God still had authority. God, and I want you guys to remember this video. If you see it now or in the future, God always has the final say, so the final authority. You know, when he walked off, my heart, it was like the relief. I had a feeling of relief inside the dream, and it was just so amazing. And after that, I had woke up.
Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, BAHASHEM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHEM, WAKWAKWADASH. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to the mighty Akim, WAKWATHIM, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity, as well as a speckled bird that may look like the other nations, but are actually Yasharallah. This is Brother Kabakab coming at you with another lesson. Today's lesson, I want to go into this dream that this this Jake had. Basically, you know, there's a lot that goes into it. First things first, that kind of resonated with me, and this was something that I just kind of thought, like, this is that miracle, like, blessing type stuff that is just like you really have to be blessed and like favored by the Lord Yahawadah for this to happen to you. I want to see if I can find it.
I was honest, and he got to the guy beside me, and I just had faith, ultimate faith. You know, I just like, F it. You know, if whatever's going to happen, I'm going to keep my faith. He went to scan the guy beside me, and I called him. He walked past me. He walked, the guy that's scanning, the train ticket guy, he walked past. I was invisible. God made me physically invisible to this guy. He didn't even notice me.
This was the first thing that made me want to make this video, because this is Slocky. Let me get this. Hold on. Alright, first things first. Alright, so he was talking about Jacob's trouble. Let's get this out the way. Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Alright, that was the first thing. Second thing, second Esdras 16. Second Esdras chapter 16 verse 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling, destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. And that's the thing. If you caught it, because there's a lot that he said. But basically he was talking about how things you just couldn't get. I think it was food and so many different things and stuff like that. It was really hard, and people were offering themselves because they were incapable of getting certain things, and that's how bad it's going to get. All right, Jacob's trouble and just killing and whatnot. But that is the beauty of it. Where, let me get that as well. Hold up. Slocky, all these precepts, I wasn't even ready, but I just did this. I just opened the thing up and started without getting the precepts open, and look at all this stuff that's flowing like this. Isaiah chapter 65 verse 13. Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahawah, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Okay, well, the prophets, the servants of YAHAWAH, they're going to be taking, oh my god, another one. All right, on top of that, back into this, wrong one, this one.
Hey, what's going on?
This video of this Jake talking about Isaiah 4:1, all right, where you had all these men that had died, all right, and then all these women freaking coming over here to the men of the damn Lord. All right, the men of the Lord. I believe it was. I do believe. That's what I meant to say. I believe that the men were symbolic of the men of the Lord specifically. Not necessarily. I don't remember it, but I remember. I definitely do. I remember the dream, but I believe that the men in particular that he was talking about in this dream are the men of the Lord. All right, so as a result of that, you have the Lord said his servant shall eat, but the others shall be hungry, thirsty, all that stuff. They will not be taken care of. And then on top of that, Isaiah 4:1, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel, only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. And that's why let's get this as well. Isaiah 13:12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. And that's the thing. The men of the Lord are going to be more precious. Okay? It's like these women are going to be like the fucking Fleece Johnsons, all right? Where they're going to say like, finding a man is more important than me finding water, finding food and whatnot, because that food can easily be stolen by someone else. That's why I need to get with a man. I have kids. I need this man to take care of my kids. I need this man to take care of me and all this stuff, because I cannot take care of myself for the up and coming trouble. All right, that's how crazy this stuff is going to be. All right, and then this dude was talking. This Jake, where is it? This Jake was talking about the MOTB. All right, and how crazy it's going to be. And over here, all right, with how terrible things get, the fact of the matter is how the Lord is going to protect us. The Lord made it so that he in the dream was invisible. All right, and that's the stuff where you could be put in a freaking checkmate position where there's literally no way for you to get out. All right, if you know what checkmate means, obviously, if you've ever played chess, checkmate means that there's literally no move that you can do. You're literally done. You've lost. All right, where you literally lost. Where this is where you have this. So you have this, and you have this position, what's it called? The situation, all right, where as soon as someone, you have to have your ticket checked, and the people, the whatever the person's called, it checks every person without fail. So that means that you're gonna be next. So then the Lord makes it so that, okay, you know what? I just don't feel like it, or I'm lazy and stuff like that, where that's not the norm. The norm is everyone gets their thing checked, but the Lord makes it happen on when you are there. The Lord specifically makes it so that you are protected, so that you are taken care of. All right, And that's the beauty of dealing with Yahawadah. When you are on the good side of Yahawadah, the Lord makes stuff like this happen, where it's these anomalies happen, where you are protected, and even though something is supposed to happen to you, or it makes sense or whatever, but the Lord makes it so that, okay, well, this is not the case. I'm exempting you from it. All right. Now, Jeremiah chapter 15 verse 11, the Lord said, "Verily it shall be well with thy remnant. Verily I will cause the enemy to entreat thee well in the time of evil and in the time of affliction." Where the Lord makes it so that, okay, you know what? I know this was supposed to happen, but you don't need to worry. You're good. You're fine. You're going to be taken care of. All right. I'm going to deliver you in this time of trouble, in this time of affliction. Okay. You don't have to worry about this stuff. All right. You're good with me. All right. You're good with me. All right. And call on Yahawadah. We pray that we are doing our part to be counted worthy of such mercy. Okay, where the Lord makes it so that, okay, well, this enemy, he wants to harm us, he wants to do something to us, but we don't have to worry about this type of stuff, because it's not directed towards us. It's more so directed towards the wicked. All right. Proverbs 12 verse 21, there shall no evil happen to the just, but the wicked shall be filled with mischief. Okay, so that's the thing. If you are doing your part, you're trying to follow after Yahawadah, you do not have to worry about a single thing happening to you, because the Lord's going to protect you. The Lord's going to deliver you out of any and all perils. But you have to have that faith. That's why the Lord put the Spirit on him to be like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna stay. All right. And again, as I said before, I was supposed to go through in order, but that's basically the thing. The thing where he was saying that, oh, actually no, Saki. Let me actually bring this. Okay. Proverbs. Revelation chapter 9 verse 6, and in those days shall men seek death and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. Okay, well that was another thing actually, which I theorize. I'm not saying definitively, but I theorize that when it comes to the whole MOTB thing, one of the main things that I think is for the brain part. I believe that because it's technology, and technology, what does technology run off of? Electricity. Okay, and if you actually know about a bit of anatomy, you would know that in the brain uses electricity or electric waves to send to your body in order to have your body perform actions. Like, let's say you flexing your hand, you moving your hand, moving your body, moving your feet or whatever, all that is electric waves being sent there. And there was even I forgot the thing, but there was even what's it called? There was this one thing where there was this one thing where I think they were I think I did a lesson on it where they recovered someone's severed severed nervous system, or I was saying that is something that's in the realm of possibility now, especially with said your Neuralink. All right, so with the Neuralink thing, I believe that what they're planning on doing down the line, I think that's what he said, where he was saying that they plan on restoring people who couldn't walk, who couldn't use their hands or whatever, motor function back to their bodies. Okay, where again, like, if there's a brain chip in your head, what they can do is, instead of having your brain be the primary source, the chip, the C-hip is going to be the new primary, and then the brain is just going to be the medium. What that basically means is that if you understand a bit of science, the primary would in under normal circumstances is the brain. So my brain is telling me, okay, go and pick up that chair off the floor or whatever, something like that. Pick up that book off the ground. Okay, I'm telling my body, my brain is telling my body to go do that. So my body controls my legs to walk, my body controls my hands to pick up the book, and then to go get and move the stuff like that. But instead, what I theorize, okay, and this is not confirmed, but what I theorize is that instead of the brain being the primary, the brain is going to be the medium instead, where the what's it called? The brain hip, the C hip, all right, is going to be the new primary, where the C hip is going to take control over the decision making of the brain, and then the brain is just going to be subservient to said C hip rather than the other way around. Okay, so that's basically what and Slocky, the thing about that which makes it believable is how in general, like, I think in the motor function things, the Neuralink stuff, what they do is they're not the body. Slocky, the brain has to speak to the brain has to send waves or information to the C hip, all right, so that the C hip can control whatever it's controlling. But the thing is that who's to say that they didn't learn how to swap proponents where the C hip can take control over the thing. All you have to do is just give control of said thing to someone else. So then, okay, well, you're just going to be taking a back seat in your own body. Hence why I brought this, Revelation chapter 9 verse 6. And in those days shall men seek death and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. Which, that's the thing. That's a very scary thing to be doing that. And this is the type of stuff that I definitely can see Esau doing, especially because he's been trying to make people into mindless puppets. All right, as a matter of fact, let's get this. What was it called? It was 2 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 11. Let Satan get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And we have to be able to understand how the devil works in order to be able to avoid traps like this. If you know about the C9B, that was a big thing where people were just saying, just take it. Believe the experts when look at what happened. Look at what happened look at the documentary. All right, there's a documentary called "Died Suddenly." All right, definitely go check that out. It was a very interesting watch, to say the least. All right, where I learned a lot, I saw a lot. All right, so with that, they want people more to just fall in line and just love. And that was another thing I forgot what they said. It was you will own nothing and be happy. Where he said you'll be happy to be a second-rate citizen. That doesn't mean jack shit. That's still a literal. Hold on. Original video. The fact that it's a quote, all right. It already goes to show how problematic it is. Call LAWAYA. I did not. I'm not signed in.
Get detailed feedback on your story.
I don't even have Facebook, to be honest.
Sony gave customers some bad news. Purchased content was going to be removed from their libraries. The problem is that they have unfettered rights to do with it as I see fit. I could read the book, I can just keep it on a shelf. So we're not quite there yet, but I think this means that we are essentially moving towards a post-ownership world, a world in which the
Okay, whatever. I can't find it. But basically, the thing is how is it?
And the guy that hosts it, that brings everybody together, who says things like the following. Let me just read this quote to you.
From whom?
Okay. This is the sweetheart of a guy, Klaus.
Oh, yeah,
You'll own nothing and you'll be happy.
I remember that, yeah.
You think that's just normal?
I thought that was an odd quote.
You think that's just odd?
I do. I mean,
Odd is an understatement.
Odd. I mean,
that brings all the richest people in
oh
the
my God, if I look at the people that are driving AI in the world today and what they say about the future, and so the idea that, like, you know, you...
All right, whatever. Basically, and the other dude, not this dude, but the other dude is right to be, you know, outraged, because that's a crazy ass quote. And that's the thing, because even with Nintendo, what they were doing with the new Switch 2, by the way, I did not buy it, and I highly suggest, I know a lot of people might buy stuff for their kids. Do not buy the Switch 2 for your child, okay? If there are any people watching this or listening or something like that, and you don't know about what's going on with, you know, gaming systems and stuff like that, do not buy a Switch 2. Either buy them a Switch 1 or buy them literally any other console or a computer or something like that. Do not, or maybe not computer, but a gaming console, all right, PlayStation or Xbox or Switch 1. Just do not buy the Switch 2. The Switch 2, when you buy the Switch 2, they basically did a whole bunch of stuff. It might sound exaggerated, but it's literally, it's actually literal, where you do not own the Switch 2. It's not yours to do it with what you want. If you do anything that they do not permit or they do not like, they will basically hard lock your Switch, and it will basically be worthless to you. You can't play any games. You can't do anything with it. Like, it literally just becomes a worthless, overglorified $500 brick. All right, and you know that has been a very big issue, and I still think that they don't even I still don't think that they've ever fixed. All right, so yeah, this whole thing of, you know, if you don't do exactly what we say and how we say it, or if you don't play the games our way, if you don't play the game our way, or if you don't do things our way, then we're going to punish you. We're going to hurt you. We're going to do whatever we want to you, because we own everything. You give us our money you give us your money for free, but we own you. All right, and we're going to keep on, you know, abusing our power and stuff like that. And this is what they are doing. All right,
going to have digital sovereignty, and people are going to upload into the internet.
The guy that's running the whole thing, that's inviting all these guys who sell own nothing and be happy.
Running the whole
that's
thing.
Normal.
He's in charge of a conference.
That everybody shows up. Like, he's got influence over, like, for example, if a guy hosted a conference that said, I want the best fighters in the world to show up to my conference, who the F are you? But this guy puts it, all the fighters show up. Why? Guy's got influence.
So yeah, basically you see that, and you know, this is just something to kind of let you know what's going on. You know, this is why it's deadly serious that you do not take the MOTB. All right, I know people were pressured into the C9V, and they thought, you know what, yeah, I have to take it. I need to keep my job, X, Y, and Z. But you know, we can't just be, what's the word? We can't be foolish or childish or gullible. All right, we have to just sometimes take stuff and accept that we're gonna take L sometimes, but at the end of the day, the Lord is going to protect us, just as the Lord protected this Jake in his dream, where he was in a bad position and the Lord made it so he was taken care of. And you have to trust that the Lord's going to take care of you in that same thing, if you have faith and if you try your best to follow the teachings of YAHAWASHI. So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I'm going to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, the ball, and Shalom.